Hello again. We have quite a bit of news, especially with Elon Musk coming out and saying quite a few things. But if you haven't heard what he said, the gist of it is that he was talking about a universal basic income, and that essentially within this year we will see artificial general intelligence. So it will be a lot smarter, a lot more effective, and a lot more jobs will be taken from it because or it will take over a lot more jobs because it's a lot more intelligent and a lot more capable. So he was at the water festival or some kind of water event, world water thingy, and also he was at several other events. He basically said that yeah, we will have artificial general intelligence by the end of this year, and also he laid claim that the globe itself, the entire Earth, will need a universal basic income. At the same time, we have multiple things going on. So there's obviously quite a bit of investment going into AI, and at the same time, we have other countries going in. So it's not just the US. So here you have Brazil and Argentina. So there's a firm called Data Tech, and it's upbeat amid AI demand, but it takes hits in Brazil and Argentina. So what that basically means is that it's obviously not generating quite a bit of revenue there, but they're planning on opening different AI centers in different places, just because, of course, they're trying to expand, and there's a lot of money behind it. Just looking at some of the articles, there's quite a bit of money going into different tech sectors all involving AI. And if you put AI into it, you're bound to get funding somehow, even if you don't make a lot of money, as you can see with Amazon or also Microsoft stock. Also Facebook, they also have been doing really badly in the stock markets. They're actually in the red. The only one that's doing well is actually Nvidia. Nvidia is actually saving the US stock market at the moment, just because they are the ones who are manufacturing and making the chips for computers, and also the AI chips specifically needed by AI. And so, of course, they're in the green, and they're keeping up the economy essentially, which is too bad, really, that right now the manufacturing plant in Taiwan is getting invaded, or preparing for war, at least right now. Coincidence? Maybe. But at the same time, let me go over certain things that have gone on. So obviously, I mentioned before, Data Tech. It's an ICT firm, and obviously it's upbeat amid the AI demand, but takes hits in Brazil and Argentina, is what it says by News 24. So well, okay. So again, there is a damn paywall. So this is not the first time. Each time I'm going into each article, they're really trying to get as much money as from you as possible. These articles are starting to ask for a lot more money up front. It's quite weird. But of course, I can just go over certain things that have occurred. So I'm not sure if you've noticed recently, but Google's AI has been trending, especially since it's the number one showed news when you go onto the news section in AI. This came out 2 days ago, which is unusual, because below that, something that came out 2 hours ago is supposed to be on top. But here, Google AI search tells users to glue pizza and eat rocks. It's providing erratic and inaccurate answers. You can find this on the BBC, and they're going viral. Which, of course, because it's a new AI, it's just been shown to the world, so there's quite a few bugs in it, but it will get better over time. You know, it doesn't make the same mistake as frequently as a normal human being or as normal search engines go. So essentially, it'll just get better as time goes on, just like OpenAI, ChatGPT. As you can see, ChatGPT not only got better, but also improved on itself from before by making a new advanced version called Omni. Omni essentially is your own personal chatbot. It has a real-time voice that feeds back to you. You can talk back to it. You can even use the camera lens to see what you're looking at. Quite creepy, but at the same time, it's your own personal assistant. And it has things like natural breathing, so it talks in a very natural way, and you can set the voice to either female or male. There's not as much customized settings for right now, but as it gets more advanced, you'll have more access to those things. It is available, they say, for free, but that's if you have the higher version, which is paid for. I believe it's $10 per month for ChatGPT, the most advanced version, and you get it free on their platform. Currently, you can just use the advanced ChatGPT for free. The free version is just normal. I believe they put it to ChatGPT 4, and then the advanced version is like somewhere between 5 or 6, with 7 on the way. But other than that, we have some other news from Elon Musk. He recently was at several events, and he made reference to the fact that AGI is coming soon within this year itself. AGI is Artificial General Intelligence, and with that, it's going to be much more advanced than regular AI. It's going to be able to take a bit more jobs off of people, which is exactly what they want. They want less jobs for people and more money in their pockets. And what he made reference to was a universal basic income. And when he says universal, he means universal. He means every single person on earth is going to have a universal basic income and paid for, because the AI is so advanced, it's going to take over everything. Everything is going to be essentially taken care of. So of course, his words were, how would people find meaning if their meaning was in their work? But AI could do it for you. But we have more pressing issues in terms of just money itself. When you have something like a universal basic income, it's basically communism. Communism, as you can see with China and stuff like that, you have social security points or social points. And so if you go against the government, if you say anything, certain freedoms are not as pervasive as you might believe. So for example, if you speak against the government, if you do things they don't like, they reduce your social points, and you essentially have less money, you have less freedom, less perks. You're like a level below a normal free citizen. So you have different tiers of like citizens who just can't get anything, can't get access to stuff. Which is one of the dangers of a universal basic income, just that you're reliant on the government itself, and at any time, if you speak against them, your freedom is cut short because you no longer have food to eat, because there's no money coming through from the government, which is of course a danger. They can essentially control free speech and free will. But of course, as I'm saying this, dangers of AI, dangers of a universal basic income, it's necessary. But as you can see, 52 minutes ago, introducing Miss AI, world's first artificial beauty pageant. I think I've made reference to this before, but I think they announced a winner recently. Someone won, not someone, an AI won, who garnered quite a few followers. So yeah, there's quite a few more things like here, MSN, workplace platform Slack clarifies data policy on AI after online criticism. So here they're facing backlash because people's data are not as protected as they said it was. What they made reference to on their Twitter or X is that please do not use your own information when you're using the software itself. That way you can really protect yourself. However, they've made sure to tell everyone that at the same time, they're not using their data for any nefarious purposes. It's not going to any machine learning. It's not going to any third parties. They made sure to reference that specifically, not going to any third party. Obviously, they're receiving all of that data, everything you're doing. And so right now with AI, it's so new, it's escalating so quickly that the laws can't quite keep up with the corruption that could come from AI itself. I mean, you have theft that's happening, you have scammers using AI, and you have also at the same time businesses who are really skirting the line of different things, like getting funding, stealing their money for AI. Several corrupt things are going on. And so as you can see, of course, there's a huge boom with the technology, which is great. There's a lot of funding, of course. There's more jobs right now for that sector, but you essentially, if you're working in AI, you're working in an industry that's literally replacing you slowly, one atom at a time, and eventually it'll catch up to you. right now, I believe there was a few articles that made reference to the fact that there's so many more job opportunities for AI. If you know the algorithms, if you spend 10 years learning all of that stuff, if you really do have all of the stuff that you spend learning. So if right now you're in data science and then you start moving over to AI algorithms, by the time you're done, the AI would already have mastered whatever skill you've probably learned, and then by that time, you know, absolute chaos. But there's been quite a few things that have come out. So they are asking the question, could AI help cure downward spiral of human loneliness? Well, yes and no. It can cure something, but obviously the pervasive problem is still there. There's like just abject poverty that's hitting the world right now just because of how crazy the economy is, especially with the prices of food and shrinkflation and all the different things. Funny enough, while everything is very expensive, such as food, with inflation, you don't have to worry about electronics because it's going through deflation. It's actually cheaper right now to buy electronics than it ever was in the past, which is not really a concern for most people who are just trying to buy food. But it's good to know if you have a tech company, you can just buy a lot more cheaper stuff, cheaper tech. Good for tech, I guess. Here, workers take AI boot camps as companies embrace AI. That was 6 hours ago. So people essentially are pivoting from whatever field of study they're in into the AI field. In terms of coding, so obviously they've learned their coding, and then again they're studying more on top of it, which is a new price, it's a new cost. And by the time they're done, they're not really guaranteed employment. Of course, it's a pervasive field. That doesn't mean that you're going to get employed. I mean, obviously, you can see online quite a few different, obviously, job openings, vacancies. That doesn't mean that a lot of people are getting employed. And obviously, if you do go for that interview, one of my friends, he had to go through 5 different interviews. He had to sit through a 4-hour exam. He still didn't get any job. Funny enough, he applied to another company. He had just one interview. He got the job immediately. He started working about 2 weeks later. He's enjoying it right now. That field is data science, but would you believe that he's using AI to helping him in his job? So I have another friend also. He's in database and storage. So he makes sort of he uses coding to make the databases and stuff like that, and he's using AI to do everything. And then he just messes around, uses the Wi-Fi, watches YouTube. So of course, with him, he knows something's coming. They're going to eventually fire him, and then have the AI just do it. But yeah, that's just a brief overview of what's occurred so far. I do notice that quite a few articles these days are, and quite a few news agencies are asking for a paywall. So you have to pay just to read the articles, which is quite intense. You'd think that this is a massive company, they could just, to provide the news, they're really just trying to squeeze people dry of every cent they can, especially some of these tech companies. I don't know if you guys have had a service before, a subscription service now for a tech company like Netflix or different things, but they're really trying to just give you the most crappy experience possible, while also at the same time getting the most amount of money from you, which is really the state of things right now. But again, that was just a brief overview. I will be back with some more congruent stuff, some more in-depth things tomorrow. So yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. I will see you tomorrow.